Hey everybody, welcome back to another video today. Today I just want to be going over a question I've been asked many times, which is sea shipping from China versus USA made products and what I suggest today. So about 5 years ago, USA manufacturing really wasn't something people did too often. People viewed it as something that is way higher price than it should be, right? USA manufacturing wasn't really just used too much at all. Everybody got their inventory from China. And then when COVID hit, we saw sea shipping take a large increase, right? And I saw it across my product line, saw it across all the people I know who sell on Amazon's product lines. And now, over the last 2 years, it has gone down very significantly from what I saw. And it is definitely becoming more applicable to do Chinese shipping and, be Chinese made. But what I really want you guys to think about is kind of our future with Chinese buying from China. We know that Trump's in office now, and he wants to put a tariff with Chinese purchasing with shipping and costs. So it's like our cost to buy from China is only going to go up from, this our new president and how that could go. I don't know a ton about that aspect, but I do know that he's trying to put a tariff on buying from China and increase tariffs. But what I can tell you guys is US manufacturing is pretty much almost the same cost as Chinese manufacturing. But USA shipping, so like buying from a USA manufacturer, shipping to the warehouse, is actually like cheaper, way cheaper. So when it comes to product quality, made in the USA can be one, used in your marketing, which attracts buyers, and two, typically something made in the USA isn't a cheap product. It is something that is fairly high quality and made high quality, right? So it adds to also your product value as well. You could price higher because of it, all of that. So my advice to you guys is actually going with a USA manufacturer. For my second brand I'm starting right now, I'm actually currently talking to USA manufacturer, and it's so much easier to negotiate prices. It's so much easier. I wouldn't even say negotiate prices, but it's so much easier to just talk about innovating and get ideas from them regarding innovating and where to go and, discussing costs, this or that, compared to Chinese manufacturing. So when you get something from China, it's usually around a 6 to 7 week lead time, right? So like we have 2 to 3 weeks to make the product. Then we got about 25 to 35 days, depending on if you want fast sea shipping or slow sea shipping. Obviously, we don't want air shipping because that's just so expensive. But fast or slow. So give or take, it's around a 6 to 8 weeks lead time you need from making the product, starting to make it to in the Amazon warehouse. Made in the USA, guys, it's around literally like a 2 to 3 week at maximum. My mentor has a made in the USA brand, and even like his was like a 10-day sometimes of like being starting to be made and then getting into the warehouse right that quick. So one of the biggest costs sometimes is running out of stock and having to get re-ranked through advertising. And if you never run out of stock, you're gaining so much momentum in the Amazon algorithm to where it's saving you money compared to if you would have gone with the Chinese sellers, right? And not only that, people more and more to our day are still preferring US manufacturers, right? Or more and more preferring it. So I want you guys to really consider US manufacturers. I go on thomas.com, and sometimes if I'm too lazy, I'll just type in ChatGPT to help me find some suppliers. I'll literally say, hey, could you find me a US manufacturer for this type of market I'm looking into? The only thing that is a little bit harder is you have to call them, and sometimes people aren't comfortable with calling people, but trust me, it is way more worth it, and you get to be on the phone with your supplier compared to just talking on Alibaba and just having a text conversation. So very, very awesome that way, to just be able to talk to them on the phone and even get guidance on like where to go for manufacturing. Like for my second brand I'm starting, I didn't find the right spot originally, but the guy who I proposed what I wanted kind of led me to the manufacturer I really needed to go to. So, yeah, so I would look into when starting a brand. And if you want to take it to retail and you want to really scale a brand, it's really most applicable for it to be in the USA. And like, obviously, we want the cheapest product cost for like the amount of value we're giving, right, with our products. But like, in the end, like we're getting maybe slightly higher price from USA from buying in bulk, right? Maybe slightly higher or the same. Like for mine, it's practically almost the same. But the shipping costs will be cheaper. You'll never run out of stock. Well, hopefully you never run out of stock. Depends how fast you sell. But you know, it's hopefully this really helps you though. If you have any other questions regarding this, I have a free Patreon down below. I've said this many times, but you can always come in there and ask me questions regarding, Amazon or anything. I'm always in there. I'm just here to give a really transparent approach on what it's like. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys. I really encourage USA made products. And then China can still work, but I just don't see it working in the long term. I think it's slightly going downhill. And the thing about Chinese manufacturing too is sometimes you're competing against Chinese sellers, in certain markets, and they're getting the cheapest cost compared to you who are buying and wholesaling from them. So you have to really think about a lot of things, and that's why I always look for markets that don't have a ton of Chinese sellers in it. So especially where the customer's willing to spend more. So if you guys liked today's video though, like and subscribe. I appreciate you again for watching. You guys have an amazing day. Later.